Sydney, the home of the Opera House, Sydney Harbour Bridge, and crazy property prices. What does 2024 look like for commercial properties in Sydney? Is it a great time to buy again? Over the last few years, so many property investors have exited Sydney and started investing in the state, simply because property prices in Sydney has gone crazy, both in residential and the commercial space. Now the question is it time to buy back in Sydney again? Because as we know, property market always goes in cycles, particularly with the commercial property space. Cap rates will go down until a point where it's not sustainable, and then it'll start going back up. Now, there are two properties that recently sold that caught my interest. I am led to believe this could be the best time to buy in Sydney again. If we look at this property here, which is 128 Rothschilds Avenue, Rosebery, this recently sold for $13.2 million at a 7% net yield. And here's another property at 12A Robbery Road in Frenchs Forest, which sold for $27 million and also 7% net yield. 7% net yield in Sydney is quite remarkable. Investors have to go to Queensland or regional areas to get that type of yield. So if we're able to get that type of yield now in Sydney, is it time to buy back in Sydney? Now, one of the reasons why people have flocked to interstate is because of cash flow. Because city yields have sharpened so much, it's just not sustainable to buy a property anymore because you just can't hold on to the property. But now, coming back to Sydney, if you're able to buy properties now at 7% net yield, maybe it's going to give you the opportunity to buy and hold for the long term. Because we know that whenever the property market bounces back, Sydney always bounces back stronger than all the other capital cities in Australia. So either you buy in Sydney and you wait for the market to correct, or your alternative is continue investing interstate in places like Southeast Queensland, Western Australia, where you still get very decent yield and pretty good capital growth. Now, here's just my opinion. And what I like to do is call a couple of my mates and see what they think about the city market and whether or not 2024 represents good buying opportunity. Hey, Alan, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Will?
Yeah, good. Hey, just a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you reckon 2024 is a good time to buy in Sydney again? Give me your perspective as a business owner.
Look, honestly, if we're looking at commercial, I think commercial will probably tank this year, which would be great for any business owner that is cashed up to go and buy some sort of commercial property for their business or even as an investment. I think that'd be great for residential. I also think, like, based on the interest rates and how it's been growing, if there's another rate rise, people are going to be shitting it. So it could be a good opportunity. Honestly, if anyone is in a position with enough cash, it's a good opportunity whether to upgrade your family home, buy more investment properties, or even get into commercial investments. I reckon 2024 could be a good, maybe not right now, maybe towards the end of the year, or maybe middle of the year is a good time to start exploring. Even I myself personally am starting to explore from the middle of the year. So yeah, I think it'll be a very interesting year this year.
Yeah, interesting. So you think this year is a good time to buy because most likely come 2025, the market's going to start pick up again?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting ready this year. I've already put it in my diary. I'm going to get all my documents aligned and get all my assets aligned, and then I'm probably going to start exploring middle of the year this year. So I think it's a good opportunity. If interest rates slow down or they drop by next year, everything's going to take off again. So it'll be quite a good time from my perspective to bolster the business, but also to bolster the personal assets as well.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for your input.
Well. My pleasure. Hopefully everything goes well. Looking forward for this year.
Yeah, 100%. I'll call one more.
Billy Tong, how are you?
Scotty, well, mate. Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you, buddy.
Just want to get your opinion. I've got clients now. Last year, they've all been looking at buying commercial properties outside of New South Wales because they felt Sydney prices are overcooked and all that type of stuff. But I reckon 2024 might be a good time to come back to Sydney and buy in Sydney again. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Look, I think so, because there are some that are feeling the pain. The industrial's just gone nuts, and it's still steaming hot. Finding the stock is the key. But the commercial stuff, mate, it's suffering, and there's a few landlords out there who are really feeling the pain. And if you paint the right sort of picture, I could see some really good value add opportunities coming up. I've got a pretty solid gut feel. I know where all of this is going. I've been confused about it for years. It can't keep going. It just can't keep going. How is it sustainable? But what's going to happen, Willie, is we're going to end up with a Singapore-style superannuation funds owning the assets, and this is what's going to prop up your resi. So the resi prices are going to continue to grow, and Sydney will continue to grow, and as a result, your business spaces will continue to perform. That's where the government's angling at it at the moment. What you're hearing in those early pieces is, all of these young ones are locked out of the market. Well, access your super. We'll get the big guys to build apartments that are going to last 50 years, and your superannuation funds will fund the development. They're buttering up the public by saying, the great thing about this is that, they won't need development margins, so therefore we'll be able to supply it cheaper, which we all know is bullshit, right? Developers are developers.
How does that then relate back to commercial property?
People stay in Sydney, mate. Sydney continues to build, and they need work venues, they need workspace. There'll be more and more people within the cities just living in that lifestyle. They'll need work venues. The tune of the CEOs is get our people back into the work environment, and you've seen a change in employment policy. Work from home is no longer an option. I've had a very senior person say to me recently that they're doing it on a case-by-case basis. Let's say you go in and you're hiring sales, and they say, I want to work from home. You say, no, it's not an option. But if it's, say, legal counsel and someone who's a key hire, they're going, okay, we're open to the discussion. So they're tiering their employees tier 1 through to 5 and saying how important are they, and that's determining how flexible they are on the work from home component, which all points towards you need workspace.
Yeah.
The only guys I'm really that worried about are the F&B guys. It really just comes down to that individual operator and their offering, but the rest of it, business space. Mate, anything that you can retail out of, anything that you can warehouse out of, anything that is a business support mechanism, mate, jump on it. I can see tremendous opportunity in Sydney. I really can.
Yeah. Look, mate, I agree with what you're saying, and it's just good to get a second opinion on this. So there you have it. Now, I'll definitely be making a part 2 of this video to explore a little bit further whether Sydney is the best time to buy right now. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on the next video.